Hello, and welcome to tonight's conclusion of the Commune, a Call of Cthulhu homebrew game. Um, those who tuned in or watched the video from last week, which is part one, um, will immediately realize that there's another character tonight. Um, in fact, where did Patrick go? He said he was going to play tonight.
Yeah, he had to work late.
Uh, so no professor after all.
Yeah.
Darn. Um, and my hope is that we'll be able to finish up tonight, but depending on how the scenario goes, you never know. Uh, so as I said, my name is Mike. I'll be your lore keeper and storyteller tonight. And we'll go around and have the players introduce their characters. And I'll start to my left as I'm looking at it with Gary.
Oh, what, me? Oh, right.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second.
Tell us who you are and who your character is.
Okay, my character's called Lachi Collimore. He is a professional writer. And he's came across from the University of Edinburgh, and he's just loving the 60s beats and being a hippie in America.
At least for now. And now we'll go up to Rowain and her character.
Hi, I'm Rowain Flynn, and I am playing Venus Sandro. And Venus is a professional photographer and painter, who I guess I would best describe her as someone who graduated high school, considered university, and then decided that she'd rather just do art instead. So that's what she's been doing with her life, and being a hippie, of course.
One of those people that live out of the VW van parked on the beach.
Yes.
And now we go over to Josh.
Hi, I'm Josh. I'm playing Charlie Sunwinger, who's a basically a trust fund baby and a cult scholar. Um, he's also a student at the university here in San Francisco, which is where we're set. If you weren't watching last time, um, so he's basically he's basically a trust fund baby with way too much money to know what to do with, and he's been supporting this whole commune idea because it's what it's what you do.
And it's not what your parents would do.
Yeah.
Apparently, what its parents would do would summon horrific eldritch monstrosities, so maybe it's for the best.
Oh, you never know when you need one of those.
Yeah.
You know, dinner party goes wrong. You summon one of those, and sort of cleared up.
Everybody forgets you burned the roast.
Yeah.
That didn't work out so well last game.
Hey, nobody's been eaten yet.
That's fair.
We're still fine.
And
Oh, you can live in hope.
I always do. And finally, we go over to Robin.
Hi, I'm Robin. I am playing Summer Kylan. She is a writer.
We're all just a bunch of artists.
Yep.
Except for the one guy
Yeah.
who's actually got money.
Yeah, big surprise.
Nobody in a commune ever did anything that actually made money.
Yeah, they just
Hey,
spent it.
I am good at what I do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I just need to be discovered.
that's what everybody does. So, for those who didn't see part one, the four of you are living in an abandoned house just off the beach north of San Francisco Bay. And everything was going along quite nicely. You know, Charlie was supporting things, buying what you guys needed. His assistant Harold was even helping out from time to time. Then one night you decided to drink a little too much wine and do a little too much marijuana. And you all fell asleep in the living room. And when that happened, three of you started to have dreams that were very strange. And each in a different way, you were told that something is coming and that only you can fix it. And your dreams did so in a way that let you know that this is something that can hurt you if you don't fix it. Because Latchy ended up with a bruise on his shoulder, and Venus's dream ended with a trail of blood from where she was sitting to the fireplace. So then you guys decided to go to the campus library to try and look at their occult section. Nothing much came of that.
Even with a critical on the the library use roll.
The critical nerding.
Yeah.
Sometimes even that won't save you. And while Charlie was doing this, Venus and Latchy were in a dorm room, an abandoned dorm room, doing God knows what by the end of this.
Well, I mean, we found beer, so
Yeah.
I was getting my wound patched up, if I recall properly. I mean, it's nothing naughty.
Well, after a couple of hours of fruitless searching in the library, Charlie comes and finds you, and you basically head home because the security was going to close the place down for the night. And where we'll start tonight is with the three of you back at home. And you're still trying to figure out what in the world those dreams meant.
Were we smart enough to bring the keg back with us?
Uh, you tell me.
Hey, Lachie's Scottish. Of course he was.
Are you strong? Are between the two of you, are you strong enough to carry this keg and get it by campus security?
Lachie would be strong enough, probably.
And kegs roll. You can just kick it in front of you. I've done it before. Trust me, Mike. You just kick your keg in front of you until it gets to the car.
Okay. Although, now, but Venus is going to have to explain to campus security why she's walking in front of a guy who's kicking a keg in front of him.
Which is awkward because I got in here by pretending that I didn't speak English. I do have the underhanded trick though. So as Lachie is kicking this keg towards the car and they take notice of what's going on, I'm just going to pull up my shirt and flash them. Wait until Lachie gets to the car and then follow him.
He
Well,
says Lachie won't be following you at that stage.
that definitely distracts the two half awake campus security guys standing there. One thing we can say is they're definitely more than half awake now. But it works. Ratchy, give me a strength roll. I want to see if you can pick this thing up and get it into Charlie's car.
Okay, what sort of dice do you want me to roll then?
It's 2d10. It's
your percent die and the
So-
the ones that look like the little this shape.
the little spaceship looking thing.
Okay,
like-
I've got
Yeah.
a 40 and yeah, wait a minute. Yeah, 20. 14, 20.
What's your strength roll? Your strength number?
No, hold on. My strength number is 60, 30, 12.
So 60, yeah.
60.
So you were able to pick it up and put it in the back floorboard of Charlie's car. And the three of you climb in the car and head back to the house. As you pull up and park the car and start working on getting the keg from the car to the house, you see that there's a girl sitting on the front steps of the house that you've never seen before. Robin, tell them what you look like, who you are, and how you came to get there.
Okay, well, appearance-wise, I'm pretty tall for a female. I'm like 5'9½", which I caught some shit for when I was younger in school. Long copper red hair that I wear in braids. Kind of a girly girl, favor flowered dresses. As most redheads are, I'm pretty pale and freckled. And as they walk up, I'll introduce myself as Summer, and I ask if this is the commune I've heard about, because the whole, you know, I've heard all the whispers of, you know, the free love movement starting up and everything, and I figured that uh, considering the genre of book I write, that might, you know, hanging out in a commune might be a great place to do some research for that.
All right. Charlie will say, "Oh, another lost soul come to join our commune. Well, that sounds like a lot of fun."
Lost soul? Do you think you're just helping out a bunch of poor people?
No, I think that everyone here's a lost soul, even me.
Oh, a lost soul that just comes with his own butler and maid.
Didn't say anything about a lost soul that couldn't have a staff of his own.
Hmm.
Well, Lachie will warmly greet her, like, because he thinks every American's exotic and like wonderful and like so advanced. So like he's really happy to find a fellow writer to come in.
And with what she looks like, with the color of her hair and such, she does look a little more exotic than what you're used to seeing.
I don't know. There's a lot of redheads in Scotland, but that's
Um,
so I just think it was normal, so I'd be really
Yeah.
approachable with her.
And she's probably a tad bit taller than you are. Are you above 5'9"?
I was working that out whether you were saying inches and somewhere else or height. No, yes, I'm above 5'9".
So you grab your bags and whatever those happen to be, and the four of you head inside. And
Then don't forget the keg.
well,
That's Lachie's responsibility now.
yeah,
Charlie will help Lachie carry it in.
yeah.
Yeah, well, Lachie's going to be giving Charlie like some little bits of advice because he's one of these setter-uppers and like he's just seen a gorgeous girl come in, like so Charlie's going to be getting pushed in that direction and given lots of good advice on how to impress women.
Okay. And one thing Charlie thinks of once you get the keg in the house is you have no way to tap this because you guys don't have a keg tap in the house.
We're in a commune and we don't have a keg tap?
We're new.
What kind of commune are we?
We're new.
Well,
we
you
didn't
better
think of
you
it.
better call your butler then. Well, what do you pay him for if he's not to get you this stuff in the middle of the night?
This commune's only been going for 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah, well, it seems like an essential part of any commune I've ever known, though.
We're learning as we go. So yeah, Charlie will give Harold a call and be like, "Hey, we got a
I'm sure he'll
keg,
be
but we don't have
thrilled.
a tapper. You you know where we can get one of those at this time?"
And Harold's like, well, we don't have one. Your parents don't buy kegs generally. Most liquor stores carry them.
Oh, okay. It's only probably like mid-evening, I would assume, because they were closing down the library when we drove
Yeah.
here, so
It's like 7 or 8 o'clock.
easy time to go to the liquor store and pick up a keg tapper.
Charlie, do you want to do a knowledge roll? Because if you've got a screwdriver, you've got a Scot next to you, all you need to do is turn the keg over and push the screwdriver in. And then you'll probably get covered in beer, but like, you can release that pressure.
That's what I would envisioning. He gets, you do this and fail it, you get sprayed with half the keg full of beer.
There's a little ball in there which you've just got to like gently tap with the screwdriver. Are you feeling confident that you can do that?
I do have an okay int, so I can give it a shot. Alright, 25 out of 90. So 45 is my half for.
You get a serious success and you actually pull this off without getting sprayed. But now you have to find a way to get the beer into drinkable containers without it spraying all over the room.
We'll have to have Lachi do a strength roll to pick it up while and so that we can pour it in while while Charlie's tapping it.
Well, it can go to the bath, can't it? Which dice is it that you want rolled? Percentage again?
Yeah.
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 Those
Oh,
are
no.
the ones that you're mainly gonna roll.
It's a 19, so somebody's going to get wet.
Oh no, 19 is good. We want low rolls.
Is it?
You want below your strength number. And you said your strength number was 60.
Yeah.
So you pick this thing up like
Oh, I beg your pardon. No, I've rolled a d20, not a percentage
okay.
dice. Sorry, give me it again. And it's 20 again, like exactly the same. Different thing.
you pick this thing up like it's nothing. Yeah. Being Scottish and the possibility of having beer, you're like really excited and you pick this up like it's not even there.
Because it's nice to have wine, but beer is important from time to time.
Now, when you guys made this commune 3 weeks ago and you moved into this abandoned house that you're not even supposed to be in,
Oh, Harold will
Did
take
you-
care of that.
did you bring like cups and other kitchen type stuff? Or, well, if you can cook, I guess you had to get them at some point.
Yeah.
So,
Isn't
what
Venus
if,
an artist? Wouldn't she have been making pottery cups and things during the last 3 weeks?
Does she
Are
do
you-
that kind of art?
yeah,
Oh,
do you,
I've just got
I'm
this
more of a
image that like
painter.
all Californians like do middle class bad pottery.
well, she's a painter. She doesn't do pottery.
Well, I would have at least have to have a collection of paint cups that I regularly mistake as the water or wine I'm drinking and drink instead, because that's customary.
So you've accidentally drank more watered down paint than you actually can think of.
That's sadly true in real life too.
So you get 4 of your paint cups that are 4 of your cleanest paint cups.
They're
And
not very
bring-
clean, guys. I'm so sorry.
That's
And
fine. It's
bring-
all for beer.
and bring them in and fill them with beer and hand them out. Are you going to tell your new companion about what's going on?
I mean, I'm not sure any of us our dreams would sound sane enough for her to even believe us.
Charlie's telling her in a heartbeat.
Okay, well, Charlie makes questionable decisions.
Charlie does make questionable decisions. His sanity isn't great.
When you've got that much money, who needs sanity?
And
Yeah.
sadly, I think I'm the most sane out of everyone, so.
Yeah. Oh, I
And
don't
you're
know.
the
Summer
and
might
you're
have a
the
good sanity.
and you're the one that saw the 9-foot bunny rabbit with
Yeah.
Yeah.
really sane
Mm-hmm.
human being here. So
Yeah, Charlie's even going to talk about the occult significance of everything that he's found so far, because he believes that everyone should learn about the occult.
Once he's done, I'm going to turn to Summer and say, "Aren't you glad you decided to show up?"
Well, I have the feeling this is going to be a little experience is going to be a little different than I expected, but yeah, that's all pretty far out. So these things were just dreams, right? Like nothing showed up in the actual house to attack you or anything, right?
They were very weird dreams. There was a leprechaun. There was a big bunny. What else was there, Mike? I forgot my one.
Toy
plastic,
soldiers.
Oh, your blood.
plastic,
Yeah.
plastic soldiers that shot at you actually hit you. The bruise is still on your shoulder, by the way. And there is the blood stain from the sofa to the fireplace.
Yeah, which Charlie's going
Yeah.
to point out because, like, that's weird, right?
Yeah, if Summer
That is
glances
weird.
over to Venus, I'm going to be giving her the look that every woman knows when they look at another woman and says "run" with her eyes.
So what do you guys, as you're sitting there drinking from the keg in paint splattered cups, what are you guys? Are you guys making a plan? Or are you guys gonna run? Or
Well, we've got to stop it, right? That's what we were told anyway.
Do you always do what you're told?
Okay, is this
No.
an abandoned house that we're in? An old family house?
yeah,
Lad's going to go and run upstairs because in the attic you get boxes where everybody keeps their childhood stuff, and he's going to see if he can find some old soldiers and throw them out and get rid of his particular nightmare.
in fact, there is an attic to this house because it's the land that it's sitting on is not solid enough to have built a basement underneath. So they built an attic instead. So Wacky goes upstairs into the attic. Do you have an investigation number?
Oh, let's see.
That'd be spot hidden.
Yeah. Play too many games with too many different terms.
Yeah.
Never know what to call which. So
He doesn't have it trained, so it'll just be the base 25.
okay. Well, then take your percentage dice, and if you get under 25, you were able to find something.
Oh, I got a 90, so I never.
No. Yeah.
A what?
I got no. It looks like a 90 or a 4. No, it's a 40.
40.
Yeah.
See with your dice.
Okay. Well, you went up and rummaged around and you couldn't necessarily. Were you looking for anything in particular?
I was looking for the toy soldiers so that I could throw them out because they give me such nightmares.
Um, you, you went upstairs looking for toy soldiers. You didn't find any of those. But what you did find was, um, from what you were digging through, you realized that this was a house that was mainly filled with women, um, three of them, because what you did find as you rummaged through the boxes were old sewing things and, you know, remnants of fabric and such like that. So, which is more confusing because that doesn't fit with any of the dreams you guys had.
So
So,
Charlie is going to see if he can convince the rest of the group to go see his parents' place and find out if there's any occult knowledge there that would help.
if you call ahead and talk to Harold, the group might even get dinner out of the deal.
Yeah.
It's, it would be late dinner, but
Yeah, isn't it like 3 a.m. or so at this point?
Oh no,
no,
it's like 8
no, it's
o'clock.
like 8
No.
o'clock. It's 8 o'clock at night
Okay.
because they were closing the library down when you left, and
Right.
that was at 7. So normally it's open till midnight, but you're in between semesters, so they close it early. Um, so what do you want to do?
You'll have
Says,
to persuade Lachie because he's chatting up the lassies.
does anybody have any objections to going and getting a free meal and checking out the
Well, I
library?
mean, other than all the dreams said that your parents were to blame.
Yeah, but you know,
You don't,
That's
you don't,
your argument, but
you don't necessarily know that his parents had anything to do with it. That's an assumption on your part.
I mean, I'll go if everybody else goes, but
it's free food.
I look at Charlie and notice that he seems to be kind of more well-to-do than the rest of us. I'm like, free food in a swanky place? Shit, I'm in.
And remember, you guys are about half smashed from sucking down a considerable amount of beer out of this keg by now. So food actually sounds good right now. Um, so if you're all wanting to go, um, Charlie called Harold ahead of time.
poor Harold.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Jean will probably also be doing the cooking. They won't have to be alone.
Um, what role would this be? I want you to roll to see if your parents are actually there.
Oh, so like a luck roll.
Yeah,
All right. I've got
good.
70 in my luck, so $48.
Harold says, in fact, your parents aren't there tonight. They went into San Francisco to go to the opera because there's a new avant-garde opera company in San Francisco at this point, and they wanted to see what all the fuss was about.
Interesting. Maybe I'll have to take everyone to the opera at some point.
Um,
Because that's what
Spe-
hippies do, right?
especially if your parents like it, but if it's too swanky, you might want.
Yeah, you're gonna have to get me pretty damn stoned if you want to drag me to an opera.
That's no problem. That's about half of what we've planted.
I'll encourage
Yeah.
everybody to come along. It's really hippie operas, like because you feel the music. And it's in
So
a
you,
foreign language as well, more often than not.
so you climb into Charlie's car, and on the okay from Harold, you guys drive over to Charlie's parents' place.
Wow,
Actually,
Charlie doesn't have a chauffeur.
no.
That's what
Wow.
Harold would be doing if Charlie weren't.
Yeah. Yeah, it's usually Harold, but you know he can't make dinner and be chauffeur at the same time.
Yeah.
So,
Plus, Charlie
and
likes driving his Beamer. It's just.
plus, when Charlie decided to go communing, Mommy and Daddy cut him off from servants and such like that. Harold helps him every now and again, but you know,
This isn't James Dean's car, is it? Because we're in the 60s.
no,
He went missing and causes everybody to get killed.
no.
No, it's not. It's just. I forget what I wrote or had. I didn't write it down, but it's just.
I wish that was James Dean Spider. You know how much that card be worth today.
Yeah.
But as I recall, it crashed and burned. So, it was a BMW of, I think it was a 5 Series or something that you said you were driving.
Yeah.
Bring Dork technique, like solid car. You're going to be safe.
But all of you are kind of queasy from all the beer you've been drinking, and then because Charlie drives maybe a tad quicker than he ought to.
Yeah.
Because he's got the car for it. But you do make it to Charlie's. Well, I keep saying Charlie's parents. It's actually Charlie's house. You know, his parents own it, but it's actually Charlie lives there part of the time. It's actually, you know, Charlie's house.
Yeah, he's just slumming with us.
Not slumming. I'm running a commune with you.
You say as you drive this car.
And you hit a button on the dash of the car, and the gate opens to the front drive of your house,
Slumming.
which, you know, it's only another quarter mile down to the house from the front gate. Uh, and when you park the car in the circle drive, and Harold and Jean are waiting for you when you get there. And Jean takes you inside as Harold puts the car in the garage. You know, can't leave it sitting out.
Of course.
And you walk into the house, and for lack of a better term, it's a mansion. The uh, the foyer is larger than most people's living rooms. Um, and she takes the four of you directly into the dining room. And there are 4 plates set with, you know, steak and potatoes and vegetables, and looks like a cobbler of some kind. And there's glasses for wine. She hasn't filled them because she was going to ask you guys what you wanted.
Just
But
left a couple of them sitting out to breathe.
there's a red and a white, and you know, she's like, whichever you like. And so you're seated at the dining room table, which can hold about 8 more people if necessary.
It's not the formal dining room, it's the private dining room.
No, it's not the ballroom that they have parties in. No.
Yeah.
It's the dining room that you always ate at as a child. And this is part of the private part of the house. So you guys sit down and enjoy. You know, Harold comes up behind you and says, these are leftovers, but it's the best I could do on short notice.
Oh, I'm more than happy with this, Harold. You know what we've been having at the other place.
Yeah.
I'm a great cook, but I'm nothing compared to you. I'm not actually a great cook, but I really think I am.
Lot of practice. Someday, if you have the time, I will be happy to teach you. But the 4 of you seem to be surviving at least.
Yeah, does old trustees here parents want to adopt adult children?
Not that they mentioned. No.
Would they notice if a couple adults just, moved into the part of the mansion, maybe a part that they don't normally go into?
Harold chuckled a bit and goes, I think they would notice 4 extra people or 3 extra people that moved in.
I mean, really, do they go to all the rooms in the house every day?
No, not even close.
Gene says there are rooms they've never been in.
See, I can live there.
This house is 270 years old.
Well, Lachie will be really interested in a young house like that, and just in case it's got a library for him to go and have a look at.
Oh,
Right.
it definitely has a library. That's why Charlie brought you guys here.
Yeah, it's got about a quarter of my grandpa's old books in it. I've kept bringing them over whenever I go visit the main place back in Boston.
The
Oh, Boston.
library.
Your granddad was from Boston.
Well, he's from Arkham, but he bought a place in Boston.
It's just because Lachie's got that Masonic heritage, then there's a lot of that went across to the.
Latchy
You
would
might find a way to go to the books that interest them that could be occult and explain the dreams.
Latchy would like Arkham University if he ever got a chance to get there. The library that Charlie's created in their house has about 300 books on various subjects. In fact, after you've had your meal, Harold leads you guys into the library, which is standard looking library in a wealthy home. You know, wood paneling from floor to ceiling, shelves, nothing but bookshelves, white and gray marble floors. There's a couple of lamps and a couple of overstuffed easy chairs for people to sit and read. Actually,
One thing that's special about it is it has a nice library cart because he's been moving books in and out for so long that he actually got his hands on one.
So does Charlie go directly to the occult section, or?
Yeah, he waves over his friends and says, "Here, these are the books that I think would be best to check out."
In the far right hand corner against the wall, there's a 2-shelf section of occult books, of occult and religious books. But Charlie, give me a spot hidden roll.
Okay. I actually have this trained, so come on, good dice. Nice, 4 out of 45.
You immediately notice there's a book gone off the shelf.
Do I remember the title, or is it just that it's gone?
You remember the title. It was had this earlier. Liturgus Demonica is gone.
Oh no. That's actually a really important book for my collection. I wonder what happened to it.
And being that your parents aren't here at the moment, you have no idea where it went.
Yeah. I don't think that they would have read it. They aren't into that kind of thing, but who knows? Maybe they picked it up by accident.
With that roll, you know what's in this book. This book is a 1600. This book was written in 1622, or the original version thereof. It's a book on how to summon demons.
All right. Yeah, I'm definitely a little annoyed that that's gone missing because that would have been helpful maybe if we really needed to. We could have summoned up something to deal with this problem for us.
And so, do you tell the rest of the group what this book is?
Oh yeah, for sure. Everyone needs to know. It's normal,
Uh,
right?
uh, Latchy, give me an occult roll.
What number of dice do you want?
Same
It's
as usual.
yeah.
Oh,
You'll you'll always use your percentage dice unless you're doing damage, and then the dice are different.
okay, I've got a 40. And what am I reading that off?
You were trying for a 5 or lower.
Ugh.
Oh, I thought he had a
No, I'm the one
occult.
with the crazy occult.
Well, I thought he had some too.
No, we decided that he kept quiet on all of that stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, at this point he's making it look like he doesn't know anything about that book.
So let me get this straight. There's something coming according to our dreams, and the blood on the floor and all that good stuff. And your first thought is, oh no, we might need the Book of Demons to fight it, and not, oh no, somebody is summoning demons.
Well, yeah, that's accurate.
Well, in,
Jesus.
in Charlie's defense, you guys have no idea what this thing is. You weren't given any information about what it was
And
or
moreover,
what it
Charlie
is.
thinks that demons are fairly normal because, and this whole thing seems really strange because there's a lot of books on demons. There's just so much on demonology out there, and that would be like low end on his occult. He thinks that this is something really weird, not just a demon.
Well, as somebody who hasn't had any experience with this, Venus, when she hears there's a book about demons missing, that's where her mind goes first.
That's fair.
Maybe it's not missing. Is it possible that somebody just put it back on the wrong shelf after looking at it? Maybe we should look around at the other shelves and see if it's stuck in somewhere.
Well, everybody give me a spot hidden roll then.
Uh, 17 out of 50.
Yeah, 38 out of 45, so not nearly as good as hers.
35 out of 50.
I'm 20 out of 50, so I'm the worst.
Well, no, 20 out of 50. You're just a little bit worse than Robin is.
Yeah, I got the worst. I got 38 out of 45, so
You're going for the lowest number you can get.
yeah,
So,
you want low numbers, not high in this one.
all of you look around the shelves and you don't find it. It's literally been taken from its normal spot. You don't know? Is your grandfather still alive?
No. He passed away under mysterious circumstances the last time he went on an archaeological expedition.
Would your father be the type to take this book?
Probably not. They weren't really into his occult studies, but Charlie doesn't actually know his father very well because he was sent off to boarding school when he was fairly young, so
Of course.
yeah.
So you know so all you know is that a fairly powerful book of summoning magic has disappeared from its place on the shelf.
I'll ask if Harold knows where it went, because he would be the next in line to know where that kind of thing would have gone to, if maybe one of the other servants misplaced it or took it to read.
You know, a little light reading before bed.
Yeah.
You, you have servants who are trying to practice to summon demons in your house. That's just what they do on their days off.
Yeah, it seems like a good idea to me.
So, you talk to Harold. Um, he basically has no idea because he said Gene dusted this room yesterday and the book was there.
Hmm. Well, that leaves either my parents, but that's unlikely, or someone else could have gotten in here and took it. Have
Somebody
there been
else
any
had
other
the same idea I did. They're living in the walls.
Have there been any visitors recently?
Harold thinks for a second. He says, um, given that this book is missing, I think there's something I need to tell you.
I'm all ears, Harold.
And he tells the four of you to sit down in the library. So there's a reason that I've been helping you at the commune house that you've sort of taken over. Where did Gary go? And you're muted.
Over here. Sorry.
Okay, there we go. Um, another family lived in that house before you guys took it over. A single mother and her grandmother lived in that house. The single mother would have been your half sister, was one of your father's little interesting side trips.
We don't normally talk about that, but I kind of
No.
expected that he would have
No.
had some byblows.
Um, and this um, rings with Latchy because of all the um, like women's dresses and stuff that you went through up in the attic earlier. Um, but one day, the three of them disappeared. And I was helping them the same way that I've been helping you. Because I was ordered to by your father. And like I said, one day the three of them just disappeared.
Hmm. So my half niece, my half sister, and her grandmother all just disappeared one day?
Well, her mother.
Oh, her mother.
Yeah. The young one's grandmother.
Gotcha.
And they used to
Yeah.
have Charlie's house, which is why
Yeah.
all the paraphernalia upstairs.
Yeah. See, you did. Latchy didn't tell them about all the dresses and material and sewing stuff that you found up there. Uh, so, because you got into other things. So now Latchy realizes where all that stuff came from.
And the missing book, you said 1622.
Yeah.
You realise in
The
the old country, Jamie the First in 1622 had a huge purge on witches, and
it,
lots of girls went missing.
it the original print, the original writing was done in 1622. This is the copy, of course, because you're not really going to get a hold of a book that's what 400 years old now.
Yeah.
This is a copy from actually about 100 years ago.
All right. Well, that's a lot to process, but well, it doesn't really help us with the whole something's coming bit. Unless it does, and that's what made them disappear. Oh, crud.
Maybe
It's
whatever it is has something to do with that house. Maybe we should think about changing the location of our commune, guys.
But we put in so much effort planting everything.
Oh, you mean Harold put in so much effort planting everything?
No, we did that.
Actually, no, you guys did that.
Yeah.
The half of, the half vegetable garden, half marijuana garden, you guys planted.
Well, you know.
Harold has respiratory issues. He would not be anywhere near that stuff.
Well, this cliffhanger might be a good time for us to take our break.
All right.
It is around that time, I guess. So, we'll take our break for now. We'll be back in a little bit, and we'll see if these guys can actually figure the rest of this out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
We'll see you all in a little bit.
hello, and welcome back to part 2 of Commune, our Call of Cthulhu one shot that's never a one shot. um, as before the break, Charlie's butler Harold was telling them a bit of history about the house that they have taken over and turned into a commune. And he told them about the family that lived in the house before it was abandoned. And as of now, the 3 people that lived in the house vanished and haven't been heard from since. So, and he also told them that he helped out the family because the mother in the group was actually Charlie's half sister, who he never knew about. As per one of his father's, shall we say, business trips that never got very far. Yeah. So, and we will pick it up there. What do you guys want to do now that you know all this?
So I'm going to frantically search my library for like the Malleus Maleficarum or something like that, where we can deal with demons a little bit better. Should I make an occult roll or a library use roll?
Both.
Okay. I'll start with library use because that's the one I'm more likely to fail.
in your own library.
Yeah, 21 out of 40, so I didn't fail that.
Right.
And then occult, I have a 90 in, so there's a very low chance of failing here. Woo, 75. Glad I had a 90 in it.
I was hoping he'd botch both of them. Botch his library use in his own way. Okay, you go back over to the shelves and you pull a couple of books that tell you how to control demons that have been summoned, or at least hopefully control them. Because the people who wrote these books never actually did it.
Yeah.
It's all theory. So are you going to stay at your parents'? Or are you going to go back to the house?
Which one would be more likely for us to... I think going back to the house is more likely for us to be able to like find the root of the evil if we ended up having to do that.
Yeah, Lachi wants to do that because he's going to grab a candle and look through every room in the house, like to try and find out if there's anybody else kicking about that's stole that book. In actual fact, should he be looking about the mansion or should he be looking about the commune? stole the book?
Are you're specifically trying to find the book?
I'm trying to find the person that found the book. Just in
Oh,
case one
you're
of the girls is hidden away in a cupboard or attic or something.
you're hoping that the person who took the book is still there.
Yeah.
You can do a spot hidden roll in the mansion, and then if you go home, you can do one there. And
Right, which dice number? Can you want to talk me through it?
your
Yep.
percent, your
The
percentage.
ones you've been using, yeah.
Yeah.
I've got 20 again. And I don't have a spot, so it'll be 20 out of 50, whatever that means, fail or pass.
No, you want as low a number as you can get. So,
So that's a
both.
level 2 success.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's opposite of every other game that uses dice on the planet.
Right.
Oh, Eclipse Phase does the same thing. I'm a
So,
nerd.
Yeah.
so you take a candle and you start searching the other rooms. And you don't find a person, but you find that in the music room off the library, you find a small bonnet that looks like it would go along with the Easter dress of a girl maybe 9 or 10 years old. And it was actually on the floor, partially under the piano in the music room. And you have no idea how long it's been there. And there haven't been, well, Jean comes up to you with a surprised look on her face because when you find this, she tells you there haven't been kids in this house for decades since Charlie was little. And there's never been a little girl here.
Do you relay that back to the rest of us?
Yeah, I'm going to scream and lose my mind a little bit. I'm going to grab a poker out of the fire and I'll make sure that Summer and Venus are behind me, like, because this is weird.
Give me a sanity check. Because
What's
this
the dice this time?
same
Same one.
dice.
50 out of... Oh, where am I?
What's
What
your
the heck?
sanity number?
Where's sanity?
Top.
Strength, con, dex, size, power up, edu. All right, 60.
Very last one.
60 out, 50 out of 60.
Okay. You don't take any sanity loss, but all the strange things that are going on are definitely starting to wear on you a bit because you're not used to the bizarre stuff that's going on. In fact, Charlie, give me a sanity check after you've just found out you've had a half sister that you never knew, and then she vanished out of into nowhere. you you've got something coming after you, and
16 out of 55. So I
okay.
actually made it.
So far you're holding it together.
Yeah.
So
Mike, can I ask, what was the little girl's clothing? Was it contemporary? Was it a little 1960s dress, or was it different?
actually it was a bonnet, but it looked like more 40s, like it had actually been laying there partially under the piano for several years and nobody noticed. Or if they did notice, nobody said anything.
Gotta get the servants to clean this place better. Then they can notice this kind of thing.
Yes, but would they want to say anything?
That's fair.
They might say something between themselves. In fact, they probably said a lot of things between themselves.
Right.
But
Yeah.
and the Charlie for president is sort of off-putting, but that's one of the rumors among the servants.
All right. So I'm gonna say, Lachi, Venus, Summer, let's go back to the commune and try to make sure that this, whatever it is, doesn't come and get us.
So go back to the place where this whatever it is might already be. I don't know if that sounds like such a great idea.
Well, I mean, the big reason that I'm suggesting this is we might be able to head off any summoning if we get there. And I do want to say that some of these books aren't necessarily safe to be around.
Okay.
Also, when my parents get back, they probably don't want us to be here.
Okay, well, I don't want to, disappear like certain other people that were in that house did, but
But we could also go somewhere else. I mean, there could be a hotel or something that I could put us up at for a little bit. But we definitely don't want to be here when my parents get back because, well, I don't know if they'll have you kicked off the premises or marched out by the cops or something, but they don't really like my friends. They think that everybody's a bunch of stinky hippies.
I've gotten that before.
Summer would look exactly like one of the people that they would be against.
Well, Lachi's prepared to charm the parents, but he wants to get back to the commune. He's a wee bit safe. Stupidly.
I mean, we
So
might want to paint up wards, and doing so at the commune would be better than trying to do so here at this place. It would take forever to ward this house.
I guess we'll go back and see what happens then.
Lachi's got his crib and his grammar book there as well if we need to read Latin, if we're going to be delving into such stuff. He can't remember it off the top of his head.
So the four of you climb into Charlie's car, and in a few minutes you're back to the commune. Do you all go inside, or what do you do?
Yeah, I'm gonna head inside and open up some of my books to figure out if there's any wards or abjurations or anything like that we can do in case demons do show up.
Uh, Give me an occult roll.
Okay. Come on, 18 or lower. Nope. 98.
Oh.
But the thing is, you can't really botch reading a book.
I could get the exact opposite idea out of it. So
That's
I should.
true. That's true. In fact, that's what happens. You pick a couple of words that you think would work wonderfully.
This is
So
how we die.
So we end up summoning something instead of keeping it away. That's just great.
and
Republicans read things all the time and get it wrong, so like, why not?
when the other three of you walk in, Charlie is busy warding doorways, and in fact, how do you do that?
So I'm going to take some paint because we have a bunch of paint lying around because we're dirty hippies and we repaint the place all the time. No, we just got here, but Venus has paint. So
Well,
I'm gonna
yes.
take some of Venus's paint and paint glyphs on the doorways and around the thresholds and such.
Okay.
I don't know what the glyphs are, but they're what the book tells me to write, so.
Okay. Well, as the three of you walk in, you see Charlie doing this.
I say this will keep the demons away, I'm pretty sure.
You know, being pretty sure in this case isn't exactly comforting.
Well, I've never
You know,
really
lad, he's going to go
dealt with
along immediately behind you, and he's going to correct your grammar because he's got a history of 40, and he studied Latin. So even though he's not any good at it, he's still going to take Mickey.
Oh yeah, okay. I'll rewrite that bit. So my excellent occult skills have given us such a great help this time.
About this time, you notice the wind picking up outside. Up until now, it had been a perfectly calm, warm Bay Area night. And all of a sudden, the wind picks up to about 25 miles an hour. The trees around the house start to creak.
Oh yeah, San Francisco doesn't have the Santa Anas, does it? So it's
No.
not used to 50 plus mile an hour winds.
And this is even north of there.
Yeah.
So You're somewhere basically a little bit out of San Francisco, nudging toward Tahoe. And they don't have that kind of wind up there.
Right.
So this is definitely odd.
Well, yeah, I'm going to continue warding as I've been doing because I think that's what I should do.
What are the other three of you doing?
I'm just kind of watching Charlie, wondering what the hell this is about, because I have no like experience or concept of anything occult. So I'm just like, what is going on here?
What is Venus up to?
Venus is pretty sure this is about to all go to hell, so she's checking for the nearest exit.
The nearest exit is the front door.
The one that Charlie's at right now painting.
It's up on
Right.
Venus because Lachie's going around locking everything up, making sure the windows are down, and he's still got his hands on the computer.
With
He's focused on physical.
Charlie's painting with Venus's paint, which means all the words have glitter in them. Because that's what she was working with last.
Oh, they'll be the world's cutest glyphs. What is that?
And for the life of her, she's not sure what the pink one with the glitter is, but she's just waiting for him to clear the doorway so she has a straight shot out the door.
Yeah, I just I don't necessarily trust Trusty here.
Is there a listen skill in?
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody give me a listen roll about now.
11 out of 40.
Look at this one.
9 out of 20.
I'm 11 out of. I've not got anything in my listen box though.
So it's just 20.
I don't hear a thing. I got a 40.
I don't what.
20.
Oh. Venus is so focused on getting out the front door that all she can hear is the wind outside. But the three of you distinctly hear a noise that sounds like a book fell in the attic. You hear this loud slamming noise coming from the attic.
Let's split up and search the attic, gang.
The attic's not big enough to split.
Oh, darn.
Well, Lachie's been up there already, like, so he's going to take his candle and wander up there and like see if he can pinpoint where that book fell. And if he can find it, he'll give it to you.
So are you just gonna let him go up there, or the three of you gonna follow him up there?
I'm not going anywhere near the attic.
Charlie will go up there with them because, you know, he's got a flashlight and all that kind of stuff. It's dark and there's probably not light up there.
No, there isn't. You guys have to work on the electricity and lighting if you're gonna actually stay in this house. So Charlie and Latchy head up to the attic, which leaves Venus and Summer downstairs on their own.
Hey, Summer, the door's open now. We could just make a run for it. I mean, by run for it, I mean just not be in this house.
That seems, honestly, that seems like an increasingly good idea to me, not being in this house.
So
I mean, we'll come back for them, of course, but I don't know. I don't know how good of an idea it is.
Do you think these glyph things he was painting will work? I don't know anything about that.
I mean, I don't either, but I'm starting to think he might not know exactly what he's doing.
You could shoot your occult. You've got a 5% chance of succeeding.
Yeah, about that.
you're almost sure that the pink one with the glitter isn't gonna do much. But
Yeah. I mean, I don't really. I would prefer not to
Debate that,
leave.
Mike. The rules cross. Pink glitter is one of the most important esoteric symbols everywhere.
yeah,
Institutions like that had pink glitter everywhere.
I don't particularly want to leave Latchy behind, but I think he's stubborn enough to not leave until this is done with.
Stubborn? Never.
Of course,
Dep-
there's 50-mile-an-hour winds out there, so
they're up to about 30, 35 now.
okay, then I'm willing to take my chances with the wind rather than whatever the hell's in here.
But they are definitely building from what they were.
Okay, so we steal Trust Fund Baby's car.
He does have the keys on him, so do you know how to hotwire?
Well, hold on, girls. Like, maybe Charlie found something. Like, Latchy's going to start shouting out, like, oh, we found something, found something. Get yourself up here.
Well, you both need the spot hidden roll before you can do that.
He just senses the girls are squirrely and gonna bounce out of here.
Well, that's a different type of group. I'm afraid to deal with that. Right, I got 70.
Oh, 9 out of 45. That's a max success.
70 out of 50. I've got a spot.
So, as Latchy is yelling this, Charlie does indeed find something. Over in the corner of the room on the floor. Give me an occult roll for Charlie.
Okay. 004 out of 90, of course.
So, the first thing Charlie sees in the corner of the room is the book.
Awesome.
The second thing Charlie sees is a dress that looks like it's about the size of a 9-year-old girl. And the third thing Charlie sees is a summoning circle in the corner.
Ah, she.
So what does Charlie do?
Charlie's going to say, "Hey, Lachi, could you grab that book for me? We need to get out of here."
Lachie's interested in that circle because it's exactly the same symbols that he took, that he used when he had his initiation to his mastership.
Yeah.
Listen, remember?
So,
He's going to go and look at it, prod it.
do you pick up the book at the same time?
Oh God. Yes.
As you pick up the book, a piece of paper falls out of it and lands on the floor. It's not a page from the book. It looks like a letter of some sort. And oh, by the way, when Latchy yells down for the two of you to come up, what do the two of you do? Do you
I
come
mean, it's Lachi, so I'll go upstairs. But the moment something weird happens, I'm prepared to
both?
hopefully grab him and run. But
What does Summer do?
Well, I'm suddenly kind of spooked about being down here by myself because if some weird shit's gonna go down, it's probably gonna target the lone person rather than the group. So I'll reluctantly go up to the attic.
Okay.
But I'm wondering how I got myself into this shit.
When the two of you get up there, you see what I just described. Latchy's standing over this circle created from runes drawn on the floor. He has the book in his hand, and the piece of paper that seems to be a letter that fell out of the book is laying on the floor. What do you all do?
Well, Lachie's interested in the circle, so if somebody wants to take the letter off him, he's not going to protest. Just take it out of his hand.
The letter's on the floor.
Well, someone else can get it.
Yeah, Charlie will pick up the letter.
So this is what you read. If you do you read the letter or
yeah.
do you just pick it up and put it away?
Oh yeah, I totally read it.
This is what the letter says. Hello, my name is Lizzie Ann. I'm 9 years old. Both my grandmother and my mother recently died seemingly of natural causes. The sadness that I feel is overwhelming. And I found this book in my friend Harold's library. It showed me how I could create a friend to take my sadness away. And so that's what I'm going to do. And um, it says more than anything in the world, I hope this works. Lizzie Ann. And that's how the letter ends.
Let's pause here for a moment while we deal with.
Hello, sorry about that. Gary is having technical difficulties, but he is here. He can hear us. He's going to Discord with Rowain and tell us what he wants to do. Because we're going to finish this from here no matter what.
Yeah.
So Charlie reads the letter from Lizzie Ann. What does Charlie do?
Guys, I think a little girl summoned a demon way back. Well, I don't know way back when, but fairly. Well, a little while ago at least. And, yeah, that's, I think, what the summoning circle's about. So. Maybe we should, get out of the house.
That's probably a good idea. She wanted a friend. Demons aren't friends, as far as I know.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's probably right.
To a 9-year-old, she wouldn't have the concept of what a demon was.
That's true.
She's just trying to. She just found a book that told her she could create somebody that could help her.
And now she's probably dead.
Odds are she probably is, as far as you guys know, anyway.
Lachi still wants to go read those runes around the circle.
Okay.
Okay, we leave Latchy in the attic and the three
He
of
is,
us back
he is
out of here.
focused on this. He's being stubborn. He wants to go read it.
He was already standing there anyway. He was standing right outside the circle. Charlie now has the book and the letter, and the runes are a bit different than your standard demon summoning circle. There's a couple of runes in it that stand for different emotions: anger, sadness. These aren't normally runes that you use when you're summoning demons. You use runes of power, of control. So, well, you guys think this might be a demon, upon closer inspection, it could be something completely different and eminently worse.
Well, with that information, let's run away.
I'm down for running away personally.
Yeah, that works.
I was down for running away the whole time.
So three out of the four of you vote for running away. What does Latchy want to do?
Latchy asks Charlie to open the book.
All right.
Okay,
open the book.
you open the book.
I'll flip through the pages looking for this summoning circle.
You find it.
And then he asks, "What's the opposite runes to anger and sadness?"
Are those listed near the summoning circle at all?
Or is it
No.
in the book? Because he wants to rub out the runes and paint the new ones in with the pink glitter.
They would be joy and happiness.
So do you know the runes for that, for the situation, Mr. Occult?
Should I throw a cult to see if I can find
Yep.
them? All right. 29 out of 90. Not bad. Level 2
You-
success.
You look in the back of the book, and there's a listing of runes for various substitutions for things, and you find the runes for joy and happiness.
All right, I'm gonna assume that Latchy rubs out the ones for anger and sadness and paints in the new runes for joy and happiness.
Okay. Question is, do runes made with pink glitter actually work?
We can bleed on it and it'll be good enough.
Yeah. It would have to be him that would do it because he put the runes in there.
Yeah.
He can activate it with his own blood, but you won't know what happens until it happens.
Walachi, are you willing to bleed for this?
He's typing. Yes, he has his Scottish word for a knife that I'm not going to attempt to pronounce because I will get made fun of for it for the next forever. And he's gonna activate the runes with his blood.
Knife is fine. Okay, he cuts his finger and bleeds on both runes, and they light up.
Oh crap. This actually worked?
Sadly, the pink glitter lights up. Uh, just about that time, the window in the attic breaks from the wind, and a black, almost cloud-like mass in the shape of a human-sized being floats in the window. But since you guys changed the runes on the summoning circle, it automatically gets sucked into the circle and disappears.
What? We did it? Lachi did
Eh.
it!
And at that point, the pink glitter runes, stop glowing.
I knew it. I knew it. Glitter solves everything.
And it's just a summoning circle in the corner of the attic. You you can erase it, you can leave it there. But if you leave it there, God knows what it'll summon.
Yeah, I'm team power washer.
Yeah,
I think we should get rid of it, definitely.
yeah, we'll scrape that up real quick.
And at that point, the winds die down back to where they were.
Get Lachi's team wash it too.
And you guys go back into the downstairs, back to your jerry rigged keg of beer earlier. But, and he doesn't have to do this now. The next time Charlie looks in his books of occult history that he has, he finds a story or a clipping almost of that was dated uh, March 10th of 1941, and this clip talked about how a car accident happened in front of um, what's Charlie's last name?
Sunwinger?
Was in front of the gate of Sunwinger Mansion, where the an oncoming car was hit by another car coming out of the estate, and the oncoming car was totaled, and the two women in it were killed. Um, but nothing was ever said or done about it because the family shut it down, basically.
Yeah.
And you look on the next page in the journal behind that, and it's a summoning spell. Um, for a creature based on pure emotion, either positive or negative. And this is the handwritten page. It looks like somebody took it from or copied it from the book in the attic, and you didn't even know it was there. And later you find out that Harold did it. He left it as a clue that you never found. And it's a little early, but that's where the story ends.
We did it. We didn't die.
So pink glitter runes actually worked. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
apparently so.
I think it's
I
the
did.
blood more than anything.
Yeah, it was Latchy's blood
That's
more
fair.
than the penguin. Because if he hadn't done that, it would have done the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the pink glitter would have actually summoned this thing who was coming earlier, who was coming anyway. The pink glitter would have been like a lighthouse. Been like, here, no. But the backstory to this is this. The little girl created this thing with all the grief and the sadness that she had. And once a year, on the anniversary of when it was created, it would come back to try and find her, to make sure that she wasn't going to send it back. It never hurt her because it was part of her, but anybody in the house when it arrived would have died. It would have sucked the emotion out of all of you,
Great.
and you would have all died.
So what happened to her? Is she still in the house hidden away somewhere or?
It's Jean.
Oh, okay.
And only Harold knows who it is. It was Jean, and Charlie never knew.
So one of his favorite servants is literally his own niece,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
That's weird.
He doesn't even know.
Yeah.
Only Harold knows. That's why he was giving you clues and trying to get you to figure this out.
Well, as bright as Charlie is, he's not exactly the most perceptive, so
That's very true.
So did you guys have fun trying to figure this out?
yeah,
Yeah.
it was a lot of fun. I
Yeah.
enjoyed it.
So Lachi did want to ask, and Claire, or just ask, is Harold Charles or Charlie's real daddy, or is what he thinks is his father his real father? I guess this family doesn't track
No,
very well.
Harold is actually the butler.
Right.
Mm,
But like, you
He
know.
he's not a family relation at all.
Okay.
Uh,
Also, he says it was a lot of fun. A great introduction back into RP for, after 20 or 30 years.
well, thank you. Hopefully you jump into one of the other games and keep playing. And whenever we do another Call of Cthulhu, you can jump back into that.
Yeah, well, I have Bird in the Basement next week, and
Yeah.
he hopefully plans on that one.
Well, that's the one I figured he would jump into.
Yeah.
Being yours, I figured that.
Yeah.
But and the dreams were telling you that this emotional creature was coming, and that the the reason that you were the only ones that could deal with it is it was connected to Charlie.
Charlie's probably gonna buy Lachi a nice bottle of whatever booze he wants.
Yeah, I think we all owe him that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he basically saved your life.
Lachi says whiskey, please.
Yeah.
Oh, and rum,
Good.
just both of them. Just he'll take 2 bottles. You've got the money.
It's fine.
Um, in San Francisco in the 60s, you could get anything you wanted. And a few experimental things that people were doing that you don't know if you wanted to do them or not. But and from there on, your commune functions quite well. I assume you would try and fix the house up, unless you decided to move to a possibly different location.
Yeah, I think we might actually move to a different location and actually buy it this time and make sure that it's not a lemon like the last place. Walk through every room and look for summoning circles.
You move into the guest house in your parents' land.
Well,
Could
that
you-
wouldn't be safe, apparently, you know. Anything that his father's attached to.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, that house is 270 years old. You don't know what's happened in that house.
Plus, it belonged to an occult scholar for at least a while. So,
Yeah.
who knows what he did?
Lachi continues to insist that 270 is young for a house.
Well, by
Ah.
European standards, yeah.
Yeah, not in America. It's not. In America, that's considered an extremely old house.
Yep.
Unless you're talking the house that George Washington lived in or something like that. But
That still would be
Yeah, younger than.
around that.
yeah, I know in Europe there are castles and such that are 1,000 years old and such.
When you mentioned George Washington, he just said traitor.
Well, you got to decide which side you're on, dude. So,
he said he was both a traitor
Well-
and not a traitor.
well, that'll still get you hung. But
Yeah. All right.
So I hope everybody out there watching had fun.
Yep. I'm hoping that too. I had a lot of fun playing, so.
Um, as you can see, our Discord works, so come and talk to us on Discord. Who knows? If you talk to us on Discord and have interesting ideas, I might use them. You never know.
Gary says that he had fun, and thank you to all of you.
Oh, it's good to have him in the game.
Yep.
And tell him I will email him on the other things.
Well, luckily he can hear you.
Okay. I'll email you on the training and stuff like that, and let you know when I can get that started.
So yeah, please like and subscribe. Check out our Facebook, our Twitter, our Spotify if you like listening to this more than watching. Like Mike said, check out our Discord. It's just Fallen Dragons RPG, all one word, and we'll talk to you there. And pretty soon we'll be on Twitch again. So please go follow our Twitch.
And we're gonna be streaming on Twitch and YouTube both, right?
Yep.
And read Robin's books on Amazon and read my stuff on Royal Road. Links should be in description.
Yep.
Or at least mention.
Yeah, I'll post links to my books on Amazon in the comments of the YouTube videos.
All right. So yeah,
that should about do it for now. And next Mage episode, we're playing Mage on Tuesday, so
yep, that'll be out fairly soon after that, and I will be GMing that time. So tune in for the aftermath of the Nefaris deal.
yeah. What do these guys do with themselves after that?
Yep. All right.
And Owen is just sitting in the bar going, "Where did you guys go to?"
Yeah.
So,
So we'll see you then, and I hope you had a great time watching or listening. Bye.
Don't
Bye.
mess around with summoning circles, kids.
Yeah.
at least not without proper supervision.
Yeah.
So,
Have a good night.
See you next time.
bye bye.